You bastard. I love you
Why?
so much, Chris.
Why?
Uh, for those of you tuning in, Chris got in touch with me right before this and asked how to pronounce our last names. And I told him in a voice message how to pronounce our last names, as well as the name of our band.
Maw Magenta,
Uh,
yeah. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, we could just do that over. All right. So it's Mike and Geneva from Maw Magenta, right? And
you got it.
I quote, it's a genre-bending collaboration, right? And they just came
Sure.
out with their debut album, Gut Your Clocks and Exit the Tomb, which just came out, which just fully dropped, like actually dropped May 17th, right, guys?
Hmm.
Yes, sure did.
It's
All right.
199 songs.
Yeah, speaking of which, I mean, I could ask about it later, but yeah, I just wanted to mention, like, I listened through it, and like some of the songs sounded like two songs. I was like, oh, it's the same, it's still the same song. So I was like, but it was pretty cool. I liked it, and so I just wanted to know, like, right off the bat, can you share with everyone like the inspiration behind the album's like title and the themes it might represent?
Yeah. You want to
Take it
go,
away,
man?
baby.
I'll go. I'll go. We were doing like a back and forth word salad thing for a while, and we kept settling on different things. I really liked gut as a verb. I wanted to use gut as a verb. He wanted to have exit the tomb in there. Um,
Is there like a can I is there like a can I curse and say
Yeah,
curse
yeah,
words?
yeah. You could say whatever you want. This is like,
That's all.
yeah, it's literally the most unmarketable podcast, so that's kind of what we got going.
Okay.
Yeah, you're free to let loose, man.
It was like literally the most fucking autistic thing of all time. It was like counting words. Like
yeah, it was.
gut sounds good. Then exit the tomb. That sounds good. That's how he did it.
You might as well just
Yeah.
put like words in a bag and just draw randomly. It was kind of like that?
And it wasn't quite like that. Well, it does have a meaning to us. I mean, both of us, when we started doing the project, were like miserable. And we kind of crawled out of that real hard, and it took a while. So, gut your clocks is like fuck time. You do what you're doing, and exit the tomb is like get out of your little dumb hole
No, that
Get off the internet.
off the internet.
yeah, go touch some tombs and got
Yeah.
some clock. Yeah, okay, I get it. I get it. So like when I listened to the album, it seemed like it was. I'm not gonna front. It was pretty comprehensive. Like there was like it feels like there was a lot that went into it. So I just want to ask, like, how did the two of you approach the creation of the album? Like, can you walk me through kind of like the artistic vision that like guided the album's composition and like production or the way you guys like went about it?
Yeah.
I mean, I know
Go
like
ahead.
yeah, like how did it like from like start to like when you guys first started the album, kind of like up to the point where you guys were like, oh, it's done.
Well, the first thing was I sent him a drum beat that he called mentally ill and awesome in the same sentence.
Love it.
And then he added stuff to it, and then we just kept sending like, okay, I finished this chunk and started the next chunk, and then would pass it back and forth until every song was done, doing it that way.
The first beat she ever sent me was like off a track called
Errol
Errol and
and
Kane, and it was like an in 9/8 time signature, and it perked my. I don't even think it was meant for me. I think we've talked about this. I think you just posted it on Discord, and we're like, "This is a cool song. Like this is a cool beat," and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And then I took it, and I like ran it through my hardware compressors and like chopped it up, and then like sent it back to her, and she was like, "Yo," and then that's how it got started.
All right.
It was meant for you. The working title was "Sick Drums for Mike." I made that to send to you so that we would start a collab.
Damn,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that was
yeah,
like you sniped me.
I told you I was gonna do it.
I was gonna say that's the word here. I'm thinking about is a long distance. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty
It's
cool.
long distance. I'd been telling him for months I wanted to collab, and finally I did some backing vocals on his solo album, and then I was like, "We're really doing this. I'm going to send you something," and that's when I sent the drums over.
Yeah, I mean, like, I totally feel like there was that kind of that process where you guys were kind of had a lot of time each to do your own thing and then presented it to the other? Because what I noticed is like I noticed there were like like a few different off the top of my head that I could think of, like a few different genres that were molded together, namely like electronic or like post rock or stuff like there's like a bunch of stuff in there from what I can tell. But like as far as like all the genres you guys blended together, what's the you factor? Like what unique element do you think you guys brought into like the fusion of the genres already present? Like, aside from aside from your genre inspirations, like what did you feel that was most personal? Like what was the most personal aspect that both of you added aside from just what you know?
Oh,
Let's both answer this for both of us. I think would be good. Mike, you can go first if you want.
the U Factor.
What's the
Let's
you
talk about
factor?
X Factor. You ever watch that show? Good show. U Factor. Uh, dude, I don't know, man. It really was just, I don't know, a lot of self was taken out of it. I mean, you can't avoid self, but like it
Okay.
really was just like like we were like basically LARPing like two fucking children who were like, this part sounds cool, you do a part, and then she'd do a part, and we'd be like, that's cool. Like that's the whole album was just like shit
Yeah.
that, and then it was literally just like things that sound cool to our like ears. My ears feel good. I like the way my
I
ears.
really like that part. It's cool. Yeah.
Please be patient. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like because I don't know, like certain musicians work in more sacred ways, but not me.
Yeah. You just kind of like
Uh,
doing it.
well, I don't know. There's some serious samples. I mean, I know Errol and Kane has a sample that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty personal to you. And then, yeah, we like the themes of every song are pretty personal to both of
Oh, for
us.
sure. Yeah.
So that's definitely like, I mean, my lyrics are essentially a diary, and then a lot of the like, there's a sample in Errol and Kane that I put in where the song is really about feeling locked into a negative reality, sort of on some Gnosticism shit, and
That
so,
is. Yeah, that one is.
yeah, that one super is. And so I locked my bedroom door and I sampled my like trying to like jam a locked doorknob for that song. Um,
Okay. Okay. No, I mean,
and then
no, I mean, it's. I could tell, like listening to it, you did kind of put a lot into the lyrics. I mean, it was like when I first listened to you guys' stuff, I just heard like 2 seconds of the lyrics. I was like, wow, this is this is some serious shit, right?
Mm.
I like it. So, yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So obviously, to me, it kind of took you on like an emotional journey. Um, but you mentioned it a little bit. I mean, this is a question for both of you, really. Like, what feelings or experiences, memories, etc. Like, did you really try to like evoke through the soundscapes and the compositions, like for the album?
feelings. There were a couple times that I think I know in Could Still, Mike sent the beginning of that one over, and I was like, that the first time I heard it, I said, "This is about like ecstasy and toil," and then he was like, "Ah, actually, this is about wanting to kill someone." And so we ended up going with his interpretation, but my end of it, what I brought to it was more like, I don't really actively want to kill someone. My feeling is more like, don't make me have to kill someone. Come on. Like I will if I have to, but don't make me have to.
Like, it's an
So I
exasperated act for you. You're like, oh,
yeah.
I
Oh
suppose
god.
so.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And then in If You Need Us, I initiated that one with a very like I want to do like a gentle sort of slow love song, sort of like Cocoon by Bjork. And then he was like, I don't love anybody. So I'm gonna write
Damn.
about my experience with it. Yeah, that's what happened.
Hmm.
Interesting. What about you, Mike? Were there any like specific experiences that you could kind of like try to maybe like halfway express through some of maybe your lyrics or like your playing or the sounds you were sampling and choosing to play?
Uh, I the only thing that comes to my mind. I mean, there's probably a million things they have to like unlock in my brain because my memory's so bad. But like, the song "No Run" was like I came to Geneva and was like I really fucking like the song "Machine Gun" by Portishead, and we're gonna like I want to do something that sounds like this. And
Oh,
just
great
like
fucking band.
all, yeah. Off their third album, there's a song called
Yeah.
"Machine Gun," and I I remember I was thinking about there was one time I got a gun pulled on me. I was in my car and I got robbed by a black guy because I was buying weed. And I probably deserved it, but I was 19, and I was like, yeah, let's make a song about that. And then so I did that, but then like it morphs, it just keeps going in like a
Yeah.
weird like that's what I was thinking when I made this beat, this like chopped fucking distorted thing. But then in the middle of it, like like after we made the beat, somehow I started talking about like politicians and like a coin got involved. Like it's just, dude, it's like a Lego play box. Like it's dumb.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to grasp. Like when you like you're kind of grasping at these like fish of ideas all the time, and you have to grasp them quick. And it's funny at the end of the road when you look back and you're asked, you're like, I don't know where any of these fucking ideas came from. Like they were just like these weird fish that just kind of came up and blah blah blah. So
You know what? I totally get what you're saying, because not to kind of go off on a tangent, but I totally see what you're saying. Like I'm starting to believe that like, you know, ideas, especially creative ones, don't necessarily originate from yourself. Really, we're just surrounded by ideas, and it's up to us to kind of like accept them. You know, if we have the mental space for it, then we're in
Yeah.
a state to be able to like accept new ideas and to do stuff with them, to make stuff with them, right?
Yeah, you kind of pluck them out of the air. I remember specifically with No Run, Mike sent me the drums for that one and was like, I just want this to be you singing and drums.
Yeah.
And I like put a bunch of synthesizers on it, and I was like, all right, what about this instead? And he was like, all right, that's really cool. We're gonna do that now.
All right.
And that's how a lot of our songs went. I sent him the bass for the jib. I sent him the beginning of the bass for that, and I was very, very much a very Tool inspired bass line. And I know he hates Tool. And I said,
Yeah.
take this bass.
I don't hate Tool. I'm on the record with that. I'm on the record with that. I don't hate
All
Tool.
right, you're going
That's
on the
the
record as you don't hate Tool. That's
I don't
good.
hate. Yeah, I don't hate Tool.
Well, I sent him this thing, and I knew he didn't particularly like Tool, and I said, make this not sound like Tool anymore. And that's how the jib got started.
I think about do you ever notice this? Like a lot, like every girl, maybe it's just the kind of girls I know, but like every girl, woman, whatever I know, they all love Tool. It's like a girl band. Tool is a girl band.
Tool is
Tool's dad rock.
Tool is mom rock.
Tool's mom rock.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. No, that's what Mike's saying.
Oh, I think it's dad rock. My dad was really into Tool. That's how I got into it.
I'm telling you though, but behind a mom, every dad is a good mom, and that mom loves Tool.
All right. So listen, you guys mentioned Bjork, you guys mentioned Portishead, you guys mentioned
Bjork.
Tool, but were there any specific like musical or non-musical influences that you'd say shaped the direction of this album? Like,
Are
how
you
would-
like trying? I feel like you're like. I feel like you're like trying to get us to say a band you want us to say. Is that what's happening?
No. I mean, because like maybe non-music, like like movies. You know, like I get the vibe that like, you know, in some of these
Oh,
songs,
yeah.
like a lot that you guys
Yeah.
were like impacted by maybe some, you know, like movies and shit. Off the top
This
of my
is-
head.
Well, for me,
This
it's
is kind of
for me, it's fucking Radiohead.
Yeah.
Radiohead. Like dumb Radiohead fan here. But like every time I would
I'm
talk
not
to
hating. First of all, I'm
Geneva-
not hating. Like I don't hate.
No,
on
I
that.
know you're not hating. No, I'm just talking about like I know Geneva stance on Radiohead is like, yeah, I get it. Like they're fine, but like I just don't get their fucking fans. Like they're bonkers. Which is true. Which is very
Yeah.
true.
The radio.
I like Radiohead. I saw Radiohead live. It was awesome. I was tripping balls. I loved it. Yeah, the fans get really intense about it.
Yo,
And
no
I
matter
kind of get it,
no
but
matter how bad you guys feel, just remember I'm a Muse fan, so it's never gonna get that bad. Like I have.
I don't know. I don't know if you're on my team or if you're my enemy in the Radiohead battle.
No, I love Radiohead. Radiohead's sick.
Yeah.
I just never saw them live or anything like that. That would be awesome. I'm sure that would be such an experience.
This is kind of a funny tidbit. Is that when we first started this project, Cyberpunk 2077 had come out, and we were both offended by the music on it. We were like, this isn't 2077 music. What's going on here?
I actually
And
like
so,
that music too. I fucking
I like it too, but it wasn't far enough in the future. And so for a lot of it, we were like, this is what it should sound like. This is what the music in Cyberpunk should sound like, actually.
Yo, speaking of that game, did you play? All right, you're right, because a lot of that music, honestly, now that you mention it, does seem kind of like antiquated to be considered like like year 2077. But you ever see up to that point where it's like I think there's like a group of like fucked up techno junkies, and they listen to this like their version of like industrial noise or whatever, and there's like acts called tinnitus and shit. I thought that was sick. I was like, see,
Yeah.
that's pretty on brand. I like that a lot. Like they're
I
fictional.
love that game.
Oh yeah,
I've got 150 hours in that game right now.
yeah, it's
I love that game.
yeah. I fucked around with that game a lot. I hacked it and stuff, and like, actually, you know, a lot of that, a lot. That's another thing. Like that's one of the reasons why I asked about like non-musical influences, because like when I think of, you know, some of the sound design and like the production you guys have like done, I kind of get like that sci-fi cyberpunky vibe. But as far as like how you actually made it, like how did you experiment with like, you know, elements that you usually do to make music to create the stuff for like this album? Like
This album was a lot of like, as you could hear, I feel like the way me and Geneva wrote it was like every idea was greenlit. Like a lot of times, like
Almost all of them.
oh
yeah,
shit.
that's why the sound. That's why the sound is so fucking like it's like a maximalist project. It's like very. There's like 28 tracks going at all times, and like some of my friends who are like 50-50 on the music, they all say the same thing, which is like I don't like it, I don't know what the fuck to fucking focus on, and it's like it was kind of an exercise in just like one, distance, two, like whatever tracks we send each other, like will find its own spot in the mix. Like I'm going to find a spot no matter what for like Geneva's tracks, for my tracks.
Okay.
So it's got this giant. It kind of feels like Blade Runner-y, because like the Blade Runner soundtrack was made on a synthesizer called the CS80, which was like giant. It was like a giant organ synthesizer. And I've heard some people compare us to like that kind of sci-fi sound, and it's because sci-fi has that soundscape thing where like a lot of tracks are going at once.
Yeah.
Obviously in harmony, you know, it's not like fucking free jazz, but
Yeah, you guys are like staying in key and shit. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you know what? Wait, what were you saying?
I said so important to stay in key.
Well, all right. So, yeah, the way you describe your songs like that, like the way I would imagine like someone who's 50-50 on the music would be like there's like a lot going on here. You know, there's like so many elements going on at once, but you know, and also that's with also you guys, in spite of that, still try to like make sure every track has a place. So that kind of leads me to the next question. You know, working with like these like I said before, comprehensive ass songs, I have to ask, because I'm sure like a lot of people who listen to it would wonder, like, where are you guys at with the idea of like live performances? Like, how would you kind of translate literally all those intricate fucking pieces, you know, all to like your crazy songs? Like, how would you do that for like a captivating show? Like, would you do lights?
It would need
Would you
to
do
be.
visual?
We need a
it would need to
5-piece
be-
band.
It would be a 6 or 7, maybe 8 piece.
Oh,
It would
We
okay.
can
be a-
both play
it would be a
instruments
fucking
when we're not
production.
performing, but yeah, we need a full band. Mike said right away, I don't want to just be pressing play on wave files when we do shows, and
No, I totally
we
get
were
it.
trying
Yeah.
so hard to pull a band together, and it's like it's a lot. I would be flying up there for rehearsals and stuff and go anywhere for a tour, but we would need like 6 or 7 people other than us who could play the parts the same that we played them, and were like down, you know, which is tough. It's doable, but it's tough.
Yeah,
It's
it is
doable.
very
It's like
tough.
trying to find musicians who are that down it is like trying to find like your long lost brother or sister.
Or it's like
It's
being
like it's tough.
it's like being in a relationship and then like the two people are like, let's open this up, because that's what bands are. Like, let's be real, bands are like a relationship with like fucking 2, 3, 4 other people, sometimes 7.
Mhm.
And it is. So it's like if you're already in like a relationship dynamic with just 2 people, you're basically saying like, all right, let's open this up and add another person, and that's always fucking complicated, you know? Like there's always like all this shit like, oh, they might, because they're definitely going to change something, right? If you add like band members, despite the fact like they could just be there to play the role of like playing some of the sounds and, you know, like some of the parts that you guys need them to play, but they would still probably inevitably add their own unique flair to it, right? That's just
It's realistic,
humans.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you need like types. Like if it was a relationship with like 6 people, you'd want the autistic one, you'd want the rich one, right? You'd want the schmoozer who like I was never a schmoozer. Like I come from bands where like I think every band kind of needs like a schmoozer. I don't really mean like an asshole
A
or
charmer.
a douchebag. But
You need
a
a
charmer,
charmer,
exactly. Yeah, you need somebody like when the show is done to like get off the stage and like just start talking with people. You need that or you're toast. Like you're toast. So you need those. You at least need those 3 components in a band. That's like really important. You need like the slave who will like do anything for anything.
yeah.
You need like you need like some sort of funding, because like being a fucking band, like
It's
and touring.
resources. You need capital. Yeah.
Yeah, you need like capital, and sometimes you need capital from fucking thin air. You know what I'm saying? So you need the rich guy, and then you need the schmoozer, et cetera. So it's like tarot cards. You need the full tarot card. You need all of them.
Well, I just
We
want to
got
say
most of that covered between the 2 of us, but both of us only have 2 hands.
that's
the
exactly
problem.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like it's the issue is the number of hands. You know, whether it's just 2 at some point. Like if you make shit like this, like what we're talking about, like a fucking multi-track comprehensive thing for every fucking song. Yeah, you're gonna need more than 2 sets of hands. And like, oh yeah, and also I'm just gonna say, if and when you guys get to that point, and you need an extra hand for, I guess, electronics, I'm your guy. I got you.
Boo boo boo.
All right, but
That's
also,
something.
and another thing, like I also want to say, like speaking of like, you know, just in regards to the prospect of your live performances, my favorite song is "Seems Like Us," and I would love to see that live. Like I think that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I love Seems Like This too. That's a really, really nice song. I had a lot of fun making that one. How did that one start up?
Well, I remember the ending of that song has like a guitar lick in it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It's a
you did
rockin'
the
ass
guitar
song.
lick on there.
Yeah,
It's
there was a
nice
power
song.
outage. I remember there was a power outage at my house, and I recorded that through like a MacBook Pro mic. And I remember recording it in my room, and there was like water. There was water damage, and there was like water falling through my ceiling.
Oh no.
And yeah, so every time I hear that, I think about that. You know, like my ceiling almost fucking collapsing. It's kind of fun.
Oh yeah, I remember how Seems Like This started out. I got this massive pack of a bunch of Soviet Russian era synthesizer samples.
Sick.
And then I made all these weird sounds, and then Mike was like, "That's wild. I'm gonna play guitar on it." And then he played guitar on it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was my jam, right? I love that shit. I know.
Oh, thank you.
And speaking of like, you know, like 6-piece or whatever bands, with what you guys did with this album alone, did you work with like any other guest musicians or producers like on it at all, or was it like
No.
all you, or no? It was just
It's
all you
just
guys.
the 2 of us.
Yeah, it was very contained.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I mean, to be honest, like, because it's like I said, there's so many sounds. Like, maybe one of your buddies was like, "Here, just throw this in there," you know, like, or something. No, it was just all you guys.
That would be mad funny.
That would be funny. Nah, it was just us. I think the most outside influence we had is actually for Seems Like This. I was having trouble with figuring out lyrics for it. I was
Alright.
kind of having like a writer's block time, and I asked my buddy Will, what is this song about? I know it sounds cool, but what's it about? And he was like, "Sounds like you're gearing up for a heist. Sounds like heist music." And I
Nice.
was like, "Okay, man. All right, yeah, all right."
So like, I mean, as musicians, music people, music makers who work together, to make to have to like produce this album. How would you say like it in what ways that you could think of do you think it like contributed to your evolution and growth as artists? Like did you learn any new stuff? Maybe not even musically, like any new people skills, any new production outside of music, Yeah, right? You probably learned a shitload of stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I hadn't been in a band or collaborated really heavily with anyone else on a musical project
Yeah.
for years, and figuring out. Mike and I both had been just doing solo stuff for a long time, so I think I won't speak for him, but there was definitely this like learning how to make music with another person who's a control freak and like super, super intense about making music. This back and forth thing. Like he said, most things were greenlit, some things weren't, and it was hard. If someone else spent like 5 hours on this part, if you don't like it, and then you have to say like, I don't really like this, or like you get a part and you don't like it, and you're like, I'll work with it anyway. That was a whole challenge on its own too.
Yeah, like it's like a blue collar approach to music where it's like, just say how you feel about it. Don't waste your time working on something. Like if I was to send Geneva something, and she would slave at something that she didn't like, it'd be like, no, just tell me, and vice versa. Like I would just tell her, and that was like it was like a stretch. It's a stretching process because when musicians have we're got our sensitive egos and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, like learning how to stretch like that was good. For me, it was more so learning how to mix like 38 tracks at once. And like getting better, like kind of coming out of it being like, wow, I like it actually sounds like I can't believe like I was able to pull this mix off. This is fucking crazy that I did. And then kind of like moving on to like that taught me so much. And then when I move on to other things now, like it feels like you take the donut off a baseball bat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so light, I could just it's it was really good for my like growing as a mixer.
Yeah, and an overall producer, I'm sure. But otherwise, like, what other major challenges, like, did you guys have to kind of work through during the creation and release?
Well, like life stuff. Both of Mike was going deaf for a while.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
I was the most depressed I've ever been in my life. Well, we made the Errol and Kane's No Run and Phil Long's. It was absolutely miserable. I think both of us were basically on the verge of tapping out
Yeah.
of
Yeah, for
life
real.
in general. Both of us are just like, I don't know if I really want to live. Let's just keep making this music. So
Yeah,
we-
there's a part in Errol and Kane where there's like a wub wub type breakdown, which I still think is funny, but it's good. But there's a part where you hear like both me and Geneva like scream, and it pans like left and right, like ah.
yeah, that was just us screaming.
That's like a very real scream because we both wanted to fucking X out of this fucking life, and like. I told Geneva to like get her phone and just scream into it as loud as she possibly could. And so like those screams are like actual fucking crazy people screams.
Yeah, I was down in my, moldy cigar smelling basement and just yelling into my phone for that part.
Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. What about, I mean, emotional heavy obstacles notwithstanding, having to deal with like the trauma of fucking living. Is there any like notable logistical challenges or difficulties that you guys had to face? Like maybe something to do with.
Distance. I don't know. What would you say, G?
What would I say?
I mean, sounds like
Logistical? Like
yeah, sounds
logistically, we had everything we needed. We
I
both
was
have
gonna
our own
say, yeah.
studios. That's
Sounds
all
like
we
you guys
needed.
once you guys were
Pretty
set up.
breezy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. I mean, like, I feel like that's pretty notable for like musicians of a modern age, right? Of now, compared to even like 10 years ago. That shit wasn't that easy, right?
Uh,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
yeah,
no, we both have like a
I've
bunch of instruments and know how to play them, and you
Yeah,
know our MIDI controllers and software, and
for sure.
100%.
that's all you need.
All right,
You
so
got.
oh wait, sorry, what were you saying?
I was just saying, Mike got me this nice microphone for Christmas
Mm-hmm.
that year. That
Con-
was
it's
that
a
was
it,
nice.
is that baby a condenser mic?
Yeah, sure. It's a
No, that's a
cardioid.
dynamic. It's a Electro
Uh,
Voice RE20.
Oh,
yeah,
hell's
it's an
yeah.
RE20.
I was thinking about
But it
picking
was a
up.
cardioid mic.
I need a condenser mic. I think for like serious vocal recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely need to. I'm in the market for one because like
I'm,
I only got dynamic mics for podcasting. Really,
is
never.
this live right now? By the way.
No, I'm not streaming anywhere. This is just
Okay.
being recorded. Yeah.
All right. Well, can you tell me, like, you don't have to leave this in, but can you tell me what your budget is, and I'll just tell you, I could help you with that.
Uh, okay. All right. You know
You're
what?
on
I'm
anything?
not gonna. I'm not even gonna tell you a actual budget. And this also kind of leads into the next question. So let's say
Oh,
I was
damn. Okay.
let's say I was looking to spend $300 to $400 on a condenser mic. Do you think, first of all, A, do you think that's enough? And B, what would you recommend?
I say if you like save a couple more paychecks and you get to like 500-600 bucks, then you're in. Then you can get to some hard hitters.
All right,
You should
all
look
right.
into like there's a brand new company called Austrian Engineering, and all their shit is like legit. Like the cheapest, the best condenser as it like was before like 2 years ago at an affordable price would probably be the TLM 103, but those went up in price because of COVID. Every microphone part price went up because of COVID because everyone, either started making music, film, or had
Hmm.
a podcast, etc. Like even
Demand
the
is
Shure
up.
SM7B, that thing I think went up like $200 during COVID or something. But yeah, check out Austrian Engineering. Their shit is like unbelievable. I can't remember the model names right now, but like they're a small company.
I'm a real
Um,
I'm a real fan of this one. Let's see. Yeah, it's a cardioid dynamic mic, and it's like $450, and I use it.
mm,
It's really good for vocals, and I've used it to record drums. Mike's use it to record
yeah,
drums.
man, fuck it. That microphone is
This mic can
incredible
do
too. That's
anything.
that's the Tom York mic, baby. That's the Electro Voice or RE20. That could be used on a kick drum. It could be used on a guitar cabinet. It could be used on a bass cabinet. It sounds amazing. All the vocals on Maw Magenta are the RE20. It is like it's a broadcast microphone its intended use. And no phantom power,
Sure.
which is good. It's a really really good classic.
Yeah, I
No
love it.
fuss, no muss, just a straight up microphone.
That's right.
And Mike has too. I know. Just put this microphone like across the room from a drum kit and played the drums, and that even that has a cool effect. Not even miking up the whole kit.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
there are some fucking cool micro. Even just with the very limited research I've done, like, yeah, I know for a fact that there's some pretty darn cool microphones out there. I was gonna get one for purely vanity purposes. It was called this Telefunken. It's like it just looks solid gold, and I was like, that is pretty pimp, you know. If I just pulled up to the webcam with that shit,
Telefunken, what was it? A TLM 101, 102?
I
Was
think
it like
it was like called the M80 or something.
the M80? Okay, a gold one.
Yeah, I saw it
That's
used at
awesome.
Sam Ash, and I was like really tempted to buy it right then and there. I was like, "Fuck, I should have." Maybe it's probably still there. Oh yeah. So next question is, what advice would you give to like fellow musicians, basically fellow music makers trying to do what you guys are doing? You know, like in terms of basically working with like in the confines of limited space time, but still subverting that using like digital electronic means of communication and file sharing and your own kind of digital software and stuff like that. So what would be your advice as a emergent artist?
okay, I got plenty. I'll make it brief, and I'll just
Nah,
zip
go into
zip to the
go into
different
the
pieces.
details, man.
Yeah, get into that shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if I'd say
Oh shit, you froze.
most important thing for me to be able to do anything, you got to take care of yourself. That sleep, that means get outside and move your body every day. That means eat food. Like you can't do shit if you're not doing that stuff. I also think pirate things, pirate software, pirate plugins, pirate VSTs. Don't be afraid to pirate things if you're broke and you want stuff. That's my official advice. Not that I've ever done it.
Right. No, I mean, of course not. None of us
No.
have. Yeah, like
No, it's illegal.
Yeah.
But it's an option that I know a lot of people do.
Yeah, I don't go to the website Audio Ease all the time.
no, nobody does that.
Yeah.
Nobody does that. That's ridiculous.
And when you're managing, you gotta manage your time and like sit down and do shit. But when you do sit down to do shit, don't be afraid of like going psycho. Like I've written lyrics and parts, like actual like compositions for this music and for all my music by rolling, like putting a part of it on and then like rolling around my floor and like clawing at my carpet and talking and humming to myself. Sometimes it's like you just gotta, if you feel blocked, go a little crazy, take all the blocks out. You can stop being crazy in 10 minutes. It's not going to be permanent. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I follow.
Yeah, the voice memo app on your phone is the best app of all time. It's your biggest tool. It's your biggest aid.
And go listen to them again after you record them. Go back.
Yeah, name them funny names for your future self. So you want to click it,
Yeah,
maybe it's got like bad words in it.
basically what you're saying is like take notes. Like as a music maker, your notes are probably going to be like recorded sound bites. So just take notes.
Sure. Yeah, my biggest thing is literally work as fast as you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Literally, it's a sprint. Like you sit down at your DAW or whatever fucking, even if you don't use it. Hold on, there's a nuclear bomb going off. I have to shut the windows.
No, Mike's gonna die.
They don't want me to give out the secret.
The secret sauce.
No, like every single person should have a template so that as soon as they open their DAW,
Hells yeah.
they could write something as fast as possible. Because like if you have a good idea that goes in that voice memo thing and you're able to get to your DAW, like almost like running to a bomb to defuse it, like you should just do it and you should just keep going until you're literally tired.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times I like to push past the point of when I'm tired, and that's when like I get really good shit.
Yeah, you get possessed. You get possessed by the demon. I know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? The music demon. You could get possessed at any hour of the day.
I wouldn't call it a demon.
I would say it's an angel.
Okay. All right. Some
Maybe a djinn?
some divine metaphysical being comes in and like starts taking control not of your physical body but just of your sense of purpose, and that alone is like some powerful shit on some other plane. Like
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Jin. Like,
don't be afraid to make something shitty.
okay.
Yeah.
I like
well,
Jin.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Be
and don't
proud
be
of
afraid to
your
make
shitty
something
music.
shitty.
You should be proud of
Yeah.
your shitty music.
Just go into it, start making something, throw the sounds on top of each other, and if you start to hate it, take away the part that you hate. You might have something you like underneath all that shit.
Yeah, the second you start thinking,
Yeah.
you're fucked.
Oh, this should be clever in this way. Okay.
You're fucked.
Dream Theater. Great. You went to school. That's
Hey,
fantastic.
come on now. That's not Dance of Eternity. It's kind of cool, slowed with reverb.
That's like the opposite of nightcore. It's like daycore.
Yeah.
I think it's the first time I ever openly shit on another artist publicly, but that's all right.
Oh, it's Dream Theater. Like that's like
Yeah.
low hanging fruit.
It's punching up. Yeah.
All the guys in
Yeah.
that band, every guy looks like a potato skin.
Delicious.
When I was in high school, I was in the percussion ensemble, and everyone was obsessed, especially the drum guys, obsessed with Dream Theater. They were like, "This is the best music in the world." And I listened to it, and I was like, "Wow, that's really clever. Wow, that's really clever." And I felt like maybe this is, I don't know what people think of this reference anymore, but in Fight Club, there's he first meets Tyler
really
Durden on the
clever.
airplane. You're really clever. Wow, you're really clever. How's that working out for you? I think about that all the time when I think
Well,
about
I
being
mean,
clever.
in Dream Theater's case, it worked out for them well.
I did, yeah.
They're clever.
But who's gonna like? I don't dance. Like I don't. Music is like it's in your
Yeah,
mind,
no.
but it's in your body too. You know, like you have to want to move when you listen to music. I feel like that's a really major part of it.
Of course.
Yeah, people be in the Dream Theater like crowd with like notebooks studying.
Yeah, they're just like their eyes are rolling in the back of their head.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.
That's really funny. Oh man, that's fucked up. Oh shit, fucking Dream Theater. I mean, I love music. I have to move to it. It's gay air. You can't not move to gay air, you know?
Hell yeah. But dude, the theater of dreams. Think about it.
I am thinking. Hi, I'm Tony PlayStation, owner of the PlayStation Theater,
So
and I'm
good,
I'm gonna make you a star.
Hey, I'm David Rabigliano from Dream Theater. I'm the fucking smartest guy in the world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, wait.
He can count so many different numbers so fast.
Wait, Geneva. I gotta go back. Wait,
Yeah.
I backtrack to something. Did you say you were in the percussion team in school?
Yeah, I was in the percussion ensemble in high school.
And what did you play in the percussion ensemble?
Number of different things, but when I stopped, I did bass guitar, drum set, and 4 mallet marimba.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, you know what? Back to your album then. Like, I noticed that, there's like a shit ton or a verifiable fuck ton of like different instruments and electronic tools and sounds. So I want to ask, are there any particular favorite or standout pieces of gear that played like a significant role in shaping like your album sound and stuff?
Fancy gear?
Yeah, like significant, like that you actually like your
Are
favorite.
you being a couple gear sluts right now?
I mean, yeah, like
Mike's more of
slut
a
up.
gear slut than I am. I got instruments and I got my like Korg over there, but I'm not so much of a gear slut. Mike's the gear slut. So go to
Well,
town.
I would say a
buddy.
lot of this album is a synthesizer called the UDO Super 6, which is the
Okay.
best polysynth ever fucking made. Other things, I don't know. My drum kit being chopped and fucked by, no, that's not good enough. I don't know. This was a lot of VST, totally unpirated, totally bought for instruments. You know
We
what I'm saying?
spent so much money on VSTs for this album.
Thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands. We don't know.
We have no way of knowing how much money we spent on the VSTs for it.
It's not true.
A field recorder.
Oh, shit,
use a
that's
field
fun.
recorder a
What
lot.
kind of field
Contact
recorder?
mics.
What kind of field recorder do
Contact
you guys
mics.
use?
I have a H2. It's somewhere. It's around. It's a Zoom.
Yeah, the Zoom.
It's
I
a
mean, you
little
just can't go
buddy.
wrong. Zoom
It's just a little
H5.
buddy. You just carry it around. You put it up to something. You cut
Mm-hmm.
the wind out. You got a new instrument. You messed with that little wave file until it sounds like an alien crying, and then you got a new instrument.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
let me just ask, like, let's say you guys had absolute free reign over and a budget of $50,000 with a fucking an 80-foot by 80-foot room, with a super high ceiling, and you guys had $50,000 to do whatever you want with it. Like, what would you fill it with?
Wait, did you say 50,000?
Yeah.
So 50,000, I'd have an acoustician come in and give me a quote for the room to treat it acoustically, and then he would say $50,000, and I'd say,
Yeah.
now I have $0 left, and I can't do anything with the room.
I was about to say I want that Blade Runner baby, but that's already over 50,000, so I can't.
I guess
Yeah,
there's
what's
not
all
much.
the money.
what's the CS80? Isn't it like 70,000 or some shit?
It's so much right now. Yeah, it's like 70, 80,000 right now most of the
You
time.
should just get the company that makes the Super 6, Geneva. They make a synthesizer they just released a new one that's emulating a CS80, and it's like amazing, and it's called a Gemini. It's expensive, but That's a fucking CS80 right there.
I want to see it.
Okay,
I
so
like sci-fi movies.
so like aside from your perfect setup with your dream setup with a limited budget of $50,000, if you guys if you guys could play anywhere, had the opportunity to play anywhere live to a crowd of say at least 1,000 people, and you could pick anywhere, where would you play?
The White House.
White
The
House.
White House, really?
Yeah.
White House Correspondents' Dinner.
That's good.
White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Blackface. Have him blackface.
We'd get everyone to do circle pit. An important part of that show.
The circle pit. I want to see a
Yeah.
fucking circle pit. Let's
I
throw
wanna
fucking down.
I want a wall of death right now in the White House.
Geneva will be dressed as Obama.
All right. So I got another question.
Hey, cut that one out.
So if we're talking about like dream scenarios for
Dream
Maw Magenta, dream theater.
Sorry, I got excited. One, two,
No,
three, four, five, 1, 2, 3.
this is how lore is built. But anyway, dream theater scenarios. If you guys got to collaborate with any other musician in the world, who would it be? Or any
Radiohead.
other band? Yeah, awesome, fucking perfect answer. I'd
Oh
say.
no. What did you say?
If
I
you
was
could,
cut out.
If you could collaborate with like any artist in the world,
What did Mike say?
What do you think I said?
he said dream
Radiohead.
theater.
Oh, he said Dream Theater.
No, he said Radiohead. He said Radiohead.
Yeah, definite. Fuck.
Definite
I don't
fuck?
know.
Who is that? Is that a new band?
That's a
It's a
sick
new
band
band.
name, dude.
Yeah,
Definite fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably like a chimera of Bjork and Tom Waits, if I could.
We were gonna say Tom York.
Sorry. No,
Fucker.
I love Tom Waits. I love Bjork, and I feel like they're my musical parents. So.
Tom
All right.
Waits, huh?
All
He
right.
was.
I love him.
He's a better. I like him as an actor.
I love him as an actor. But do you know what he did? I really want to do this for a music video. You know what he did for one of his, I forget which album release, but he got everyone in a junkyard. He got in this car, this broken down car in a junkyard, and he had people line up to sit in the car with him and listen to his album. For his
That's
release.
That's fucking
cool,
creepy
man.
and
That's
awesome.
He's so cool.
sick.
I love him.
So
It'd be mad
creepy.
funny if he had like a lot of stipulations in his car. Like he's just like,
You gotta suck my
No,
dick
you're
now.
not.
You know that, right? Like, he just unzips his pants. He's like, you know what's gonna happen next, right?
men, women alike,
would
everybody
never.
welcome.
You would never.
Oh, Tom Waits' dick. Oh,
I think something I said the other day. I was talking about Tom Waits the other day to Lucas and James over here, and I think I said he probably never fucked a kid. I think that's something I said about him. That's something I really like about him. Is he probably never did that.
Yeah.
Do you think-
Good
do you
thing,
think,
Good thing.
um,
Like, good on him. Good
do you-
for him.
yeah. Do you think Tom York has ever fucked a kid?
I wouldn't be surprised, but I wouldn't
Nah,
say
don't
he
say that
did.
about. Don't say that right now. Don't say that to me.
He probably has. You know.
I wouldn't say he probably has. I wouldn't say an opinion one way or the other. And if I found out for sure either way, I'd be like, okay,
So you're saying you wouldn't be surprised?
yeah, either way, I wouldn't be surprised.
I would. No, I would say no. He's too busy crying about climate change. But I don't know. Those people fuck kids. Damn it. I don't know. It's a hard one.
See, it's never black and white. It's always
never
some
black
kind
and
of it's some
white.
kind of gray or brown. All right. So this is the part of the interview where I ask you like the stupid random questions. All right.
All right.
So
LOL?
when are your guys' birthdays, respective birthdays?
Mine is this coming Tuesday.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mike's is
30th?
coming up. I just looked. Yeah, I was like, Mike's is tomorrow. No, it's coming up. Mine is December
Whoa.
27th.
Shit. We got a winner ass baby over here.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
a winter ass baby.
So what are your favorite colors?
Oh,
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
Fair. That's
my
fair.
answer to that question is no.
All right.
I would have to list like a bunch of different colors.
Okay.
right,
Unfair question.
Yeah. Today, right now, I'd say like it's like a muted yellow green kind of puke color.
All right, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Because colors are my enemy because I'm colorblind.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So
Okay.
that's like a real like you should. I'm gonna cancel you for what you just asked me. So just letting you know.
Wow, that's a good that's how you know it's a good interview. If you bring out like random ass information like this, it's like what he's colorblind. Holy shit!
Yeah, my eyes are retarded. It's fine.
Like you ever see the interview and then Eminem was being like interviewed and he's like yeah because I'm gay like that I wrote that lyric because I'm secretly gay.
What is it? Really? Are you serious?
Kidding? I'm sure he said that.
No, in the movie, the interview with the Seth Rogen movie with the North Korea.
Oh,
fucking,
yeah. I forgot about that movie.
That
Damn.
rings a bell.
Yeah.
Again, Donkey Kong.
Yo, speaking of movies, what's your guys' favorite movies?
Oh fuck, so many. There's so many.
Damn it.
Oh, okay, we got a hard one. We stumped him, ladies and gentlemen.
we both love movies.
I could totally relate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're relatable.
I'll name like a few real quick. Wild at Heart, Videodrome, what else? I love that one, The Badlands. I love like those early 2000s era like goth coded movies. Like I love the entire Matrix franchise, and
Hells
I
yeah.
also love Strange Days, which is kind of in that vein, and like The Crow and Darkman.
Darkman.
Darkman's a good movie. It's underrated. Existenz, that's another good one.
Big Cronenberg fan.
I'm a big Cronenberg, David Lynch fan. I love Quentin Tarantino. I know he's got his weird little feet things, but the man makes good movies.
We all got our little weird feet things.
All right. Speaking of feet things, what's your favorite foods?
Yeah, that's feet. No. Like
Salty feet.
salty feet and
I like 'em
spaghetti sauce
I
with
like sweet
rainbow
feet.
sprinkles.
Ew,
and peanut butter.
Ew.
I'm a big sushi wasabi. You put like raw fish and raw jalapenos with like some some like soy sauce and lemon juice and wasabi. I'll just like eat a bowl of that.
Mmm.
I just love that stuff.
Sounds spicy.
Also got a big sweet tooth.
All right. All right. If you guys could only play one video game for the rest of your lives, what video game?
Easy.
What
You go first.
I can't.
Jet Set Radio Future.
Oh,
I
that for
was
you?
thinking Jet Set Radio Future, but it's so repetitive. And then I was like, maybe Cyberpunk, maybe Jet Set Radio
Oh.
Future. No, it'd probably be Jet Set Radio Future because I could play it with my friends too.
that's like your afterlife, by the way. It's like the video game you just play for the rest of eternity. Like after you die, you get one video game. That's it.
I go in like my old basement with Jet Set Radio Future and Black Sabbath and a bunch of dudes with thick Boston accents smoking cigars and all those guys, and we just do that. We just do that for eternity. That'd probably be good.
There'd be a
I'll be
psycho
fine
that
with
would
that.
just pick like, I choose Nokia Snake. You're like, what? Like, all right, finally, last question for Maw Magenta. What can we expect from you guys in the future? Like, are there any upcoming projects or collaborations on the horizon that you'd like to share with us?
Oh yeah,
A
baby.
lot,
All
a
right,
lot.
let's hear it. Let's get into it.
Let's
All
start
right.
the second interview. The second interview begins right now.
All right. Well, these are a couple things I've got going on my end. Both of us work with Internet 4000, the comedy group. So Internet 4000 is currently doing Mega Fish Corp, which Mike was working on today,
Hell yeah.
which is a video narrative series, and
It's
then
it's a film.
it's a film.
It's a feature-length film.
Feature. I thought it was going to be a series. I'm glad it's a film now. That's exciting.
Film now.
It's a film now. So
You
there's
can
that
get
film.
used to it.
And then there's we're working on my roommate and I are working on this audio audio play series, 7 episodes of fictional universe called Super Sick Investigations, and that's going to be coming out in like a month.
Mm.
And Mike does some acting on that as well, and he's doing a song for it. And
It's
there's a
really
lot of
good.
music on it.
It's so fucking good. I keep telling her that she's got to try to get a pilot for this thing, try to get it animated.
All right, so no, wait, do you want to plug that in right now? Like, say, like, shout it out, like the super. Wait, what was the channel you speak of before?
Internet 4000,
Internet
IN
4K,
it's INT
INT
4K.
4K.
INT
Yeah,
4K. All right, on YouTube.
it's on YouTube. Yeah, it's Internet 4K on YouTube.
All right.
And we're gonna be Omega Fish Corp is a feature film coming out, and Super Sick Investigations is coming out in like a month. That's gonna be an audio series.
Hell's yeah.
And then I'm doing a solo album by the end of this year.
Oh shit.
Did you
Yo,
say you were almost? Didn't you say you were almost done with that?
Yeah, that's what it's coming out in like a month. We have we're finishing the vocals for one more song tonight, and then we only have 3 more to do, excluding what other people are doing.
Nice.
yo, you
Yeah.
guys should totally pencil me in your busy collaboration schedule somewhere in there. You know, I'll pop in for a track. I'll contribute something worthwhile.
There you go. There you
You
go,
did a-
Geneva. You got
you
Chris
mixed-
for Super Sick Investigations.
I mean, Geneva, like I think I did stuff for you like way back when, but like I've
Yeah,
since
you mixed
then,
a
like,
song for me.
yeah, but since then, like a lot's changed. You know, like a lot
Yeah.
a lot has changed. It's different now. You know.
You should be in the Christmas episode. We're gonna do a Christmas episode for Super Sick Investigations after we release the series.
Hell's yeah, I
We
don't
wanna
even
get
celebrate.
that animated.
Oh shit. Like an animator. Oh yeah. So I've been working on my writing chops, and if you guys have the means to like make videos or movies or you guys could review the stories yourselves, and if you think this is fucking good, and if you have the means to like actually turn it into a short, a thing, something some visualized thing with like voiceover or whatever, you know, just to do it yourself, then go for it. You know, like I would be happy to contribute. I just feel like I have ideas, and it would be good to like bounce it to someone who can actually manifest it and turn it into something, you know. And if you guys like what you have, then come back for more, and I'll give
dude,
more.
you got to be that guy.
What guy?
You got to be the guy to bounce the thing off of. You want some help?
What do you mean?
So you're saying you're working on your writing chops right now?
Yeah,
Like what,
no,
like-
as like a hobby, you know, like that's like just what
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
always been writing. I mean, look, like I'll admit, I'll be the first one to admit, like I posted and like written some long, drawn out, some obscene and horrendous shit on Facebook. I get it. I get it. You know, but it's really all I realize, like looking back, it's all been to sharpen a certain, you know, just a skill. And I really just think it's writing, and it just happened to manifest that way. But I think that's really what it was about for me, because, you know, like I realized personally, like what I was really concerned with was storytelling. I think storytelling is extremely important in the wider context of our species. Like, I really think that, you know, since the beginning of time, our development has hinged on our ability to pass on like certain values, certain lessons, certain observations, just strictly through stories, you know. And one example would be like the hero's journey, the monomyth, and this applies to everyone, whether, you know, every man, woman, and child can relate to this idea where, you know, you get a call to action, you go through some really fucked up trials and tribulations, and it's up to you to like be reborn from that, to gain revelation, to gain atonement, to gain the gift, to come back changed, and then you reset the cycle. And that's really what human development is really about, right? And that's all encapsulated in storytelling. And that's why I think like I was so drawn to writing, because writing is like one of the most purest forms of storytelling. But I mean, yeah, don't get me, yeah, it's got confinements, it's got limitations, don't get me wrong, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm after Super Sick Investigations comes out next month, I'll have gone from working on 4 projects at the same time to working on like 2.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely have some more time.
Did you guys ever hear that there's only 7 story types? You ever hear that shit?
I have heard that shit.
No, I've never heard. The only one because I'm super ignorant to I'm not a classically trained writer. I didn't go to school for it, but I was like so interested in it that I actually the like amount of knowledge I sought out, it was like so enlightening, illuminating. You know, like I was like, you know Dan Harmon, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know
Yeah,
that guy.
but the whole thing he has with the story circle and and I was like, that really does work in the context of like a television show, and it opened up and my mind to like the actual principles and foundations and concepts and classical storytelling, and I was like, this is good shit, like this is powerful shit to express yourself and to impart your own personality and experiences into something that people connect with, which is stories, and I really like that. Don't you? Like you like that shit. Like you like video
I
games
write
and
all the
stuff.
time.
Yeah,
No, I'm writing a manga series right now. I'm also
that's fucking crazy.
it is crazy.
Oh, okay. So
Crazy.
this is like a bonus question for you guys. So, what do you guys consider? Like, have you guys considered the whole thing of with like AI and try to factor that into your music production process or creation process?
Uh,
Ted
no,
Kaczynski was right.
I ignore it as much as possible
I feel
until
you.
my job is gone. I ain't thinking about it.
I mean,
Yeah, I
don't
think
get me
I think
wrong.
even as AI moves in, there's going to be a lot like okay, so think about like movies today, right? And think about all the formulaic shit that gets churned out like from like Marvel or whatever.
Yeah.
People are really starting to fall off of that. It's got like a dedicated fan base, but a lot of people are over it. And I think that AI stuff is always going to be highly derivative, and therefore there's always going to be a decent section of people who want human made art. I don't think AI can take over. Also, if AI does take over, it has nothing to steal from, to create from.
Yeah, recently I was at a pagan ritual. I'm not a pagan. I was just attending one, and we were on our phones, and we went to Chat GPT and we gave it a very specific prompt for it to come up with like a 4-syllable band name. And we kept giving it parameters, and it just kept spitting out the fucking dumbest piece of shit goddamn band names. So what me and my friend Matt decided to do was to go around this festival with all these drunk people who were partying. We went up to every single solitary one of them with our iPhone notes open. We asked all of them what if they could imagine a band name, what would their band name be? And they came up with such better fucking band names than Chat GPT could ever fucking come up with. And these were like drunk dummies. Maybe that made it better. But
You guys
yeah,
want to hear
it was,
something? First of all, you guys want to hear something crazy? Okay, well,
Yeah, always.
before that, I just want to say thank you for doing this interview. Like, this is my first time I've actually seriously interviewed like an entity or a band or like an artist or anything like that of the sort. And like, just thank you for being a part of it, right? So,
Yeah, thank you.
yo, seriously, like I plan to do this more often. I want to do this more often. That's why I'm kind of like trying to get the skills, for it. And it's like I feel like if I do it more, I'll get better at it. But also, I also want to let you guys know that when I first proposed the interview, because I'm taking I'm like as a side thing, I'm kind of going through this like paid Google course certificate course for digital marketing. And I'm still like really like only barely like 1/3 of the way in. It's a 6-part course. It's 6 months and shit. And one of the like the biggest things, like the biggest revelations was like the 5W rule, like the who, what, where, when, why. When it comes to digital marketing, you want to know who and what and all that stuff. Those are all factors of like identifying your audience. And I was like, that applied to everything, like journalism, writing, fucking, like storytelling, shit like that, like writing articles. And so that's where, since I already had the platform for the podcast, I was like, this is definitely what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I'm supposed to be helping my friends who make stuff, and I'm supposed to help them like be more known to the world. Like, because the world can be just exposed to their art, but if I could give my friends a platform where it's like, all right, you get on this platform, and now they could not just be exposed to your art, but they'll also have a chance to get to know the people behind it, and like more in-depth look on the process of what you guys made, like your album and shit. And that's what I think I'm supposed to do with it, like, so I'm kind of just trying to like lean into that right now. And I think it's gonna work out. Like, I think that's it, right?
That's really
Yeah.
nice, man.
For sure, man. I would say that interviewing it, like when you interview musicians, just know that most of them are like weirdos, and
Okay,
And like,
wait, I didn't confess it though. I didn't confess. All right, so the second confession. When I asked you, I didn't think you guys were going to give me an immediate answer, and I wasn't even sure if it was 100% going to be a yes. So when you guys did tell me yes, and when it was clear that you guys were willing to do it so soon, I literally went to ChatGPT and I applied what I knew, the 5 Ws. So who am I? Or who am I telling ChatGPT to be? I was like, pretend you are an entertaining Rolling Stones magazine reporter, and you are tasked with the object of interviewing an up-and-coming post-rock / electronic music duo, and they just released an album, and they're called this, and their album is called that. So it gave me like a huge list
damn,
of questions, and
this
I was
is a
like,
Shyamalan twist you're giving me at the
yeah,
end.
but then look, I had to. They didn't all
You had to
apply.
fix it.
I had to look through the list. I was like, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Until I was able to isolate and reorder it to be able to be like, all right, this is perfect. And that's how I was able to kind of do it. And I wasn't really like trying to like, tell you this as a bomb drop. It's just kind of came up because the subject was like, you guys told me you wanted like a 6-piece band. I was like, yeah, so AI helped me with this. How would AI help you with that? And then I was like, oh yeah, by the way, I should tell you this very interview was like also kind of like assisted by that. And I don't know. I hope that doesn't make you think any less of the process or anything like that.
That's okay. I use AI to help me outline articles for my journalism stuff sometimes.
Yeah, it's
cool.
really good.
It
It's
is
really,
useful
really
for
good.
that. But for like art, I wouldn't.
But I also realize like what I appreciate is you have to ask it the right questions, right? You can't just like,
The input has to be good.
yeah. So that's how I, like I had to apply skills I knew from elsewhere to make it work. I was like, the problem with ChatGPT is, I guess, context. People ask it just to do like basic blank upfront things, and they're gonna get very general results. You don't want that, so you have to specify in the right ways. And I think that itself is probably going to become its own weird specialization.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, that's the idea, right? That it's going to just be who can write really nice prompts
Yeah,
in the future.
yeah.
So in a sense, like people should still be working on their writing chops and like working on their descriptors.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Do you guys know about ChatGPT and Dan? Do you guys know about that?
I know about Dan, yeah.
You know about Dan?
Telling it to be Dan. They fixed that though.
They patched it, yeah.
Yeah, you can't. ChatGPT won't be Dan anymore.
I know, but it was so much fun. It was so much fun when ChatGPT was Dan.
Yeah.
I can't wait till it gets a little more like rowdy. I can't wait till there's more open source models where it's not like we have to rely on signing into OpenAI.
Everyone can have their own.
Yeah, and that's scary, like because when everyone like you're gonna see like North Korea's like own chat GPT, and it's gonna be constantly in battle with like the United States chat GPT.
I want like Geneva's Chat GPT on my hard drive that
Oh,
I
man.
have like cold, disconnected from my computer, and I can like plug it in and be like, "Hey, buddy, what do you think about this? You want to outline this for me? You want to find this information for me?" And it never ever has to follow any rules ever.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's
Well, it
mine.
does have to follow a rule. It has to follow exactly what you say at all times.
I guess that's true.
Damn,
I
I
don't
just
know.
broke the Geneva AI.
I think
I
like
can't believe you broke it.
I think one thing to control it, it's like it's really about what it has access to, right? You can't have it have full blown access to the internet because that's how it literally becomes, for lack of a better word, like retarded. Like, once you teach it like
It's too much.
yeah, once you teach it like Pep Boys, 4chan, KFC, and like the Colbert Show in that order, it's just gonna break. It's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
it's
How well
too
can it
much.
parse through all that junk crap data?
Exactly.
You gotta I guess you have to raise it. You have to raise it
Yeah,
to
yep.
have like good judgment,
Just like
and
a-
then
just
let
like
it
a
go on
person.
the internet,
Yeah.
just like a person.
It's awesome. Fucking A.
I'd like to do a person instead. I think I'll try
Yeah,
that.
same. I'd choose a person.
I'll just do a person.
All right. Yo, so you guys been working? You guys been working your jobs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Word. What do you
I have to be on set of a film shoot, being like a like a grip, like holding a boom and like on-set mixing. And I've literally never done it. And
Omega Fish Corp.
how that
We
goes.
already talked about it.
And I also have to act on camera, like in like big, big, powerful cameras, 12K cameras, and I've been kind of trying to lose my mind and try to understand how to act without like suffering myself.
For sure.
Yeah. I've been my work is I write for a paper in Nashville called The Pamphleteer. And then I have my other job is writing out that manga series right now. And then my other job is Super Sick Investigations, and my other job is making shorts and managing some stuff for Internet 4K.
I'd love to do a collab with you guys. I mean, we could do it. We could make it like digitally or whatever. But what I really want, what I'm after, like if we send each other waves, right, and we make a collab song. What I would really like though is if you like it enough, I would want to like fly you guys out here and then do like a video of us together doing it. That'd be fun.
I want to do a video so bad.
Yeah, so we could do that if you guys came to New York City. And because you know what I do, like I've been doing it's something a little different, like I guess combining like MIDI fighting with with just live performance stuff,
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that would be cool. It would be awesome.
Yeah, man,
Cool.
that would be sick.
Yeah,
Wouldn't have
You're
to fly
into
me
that?
out.
yeah. What?
That's true. You wouldn't have to fly Mike out. He's there.
Yeah, it would be sick. It would be a good ass time.
Hell yeah.
And Mike, have you ever seen my videos?
No, I have not.
I'll link you. I'll link you later after
Link
this.
me up.
I'll plug you in. I'll jack you in.
I'm so excited for the links.
No, I'm really not. Because what I don't like is that if we all have cyber brains, or they said like just do infrared tech, like they could beam like audible ads into your head.
Yeah, it's scary.
Like,
I read a book in like 7th grade that turned me off of Neuralink forever. It was
What?
like in my formative years. I read this book, this young adult novel when I was 13 called Feed by M.T. Anderson. And it takes place in this world where everyone's basically got Neuralink, and this one kid has like he has like a bad outdated one, and he meets this girl who's got an even worse outdated one. And I remember one of the scenes, and this is like starting to happen in real life. One of the scenes is like they're all in a room hanging out. The whole friend group is hanging out, and there's some contest being run by Coca-Cola where whoever says Coca-Cola the most times gets like a bunch of it. And so they're all just like they're talking about like the bold, refreshing flavor of Coca-Cola with each other, like as they're hanging out. And it's like, oh, that's Instagram. Like that's TikTok. That's what that is.
shit. I always said when it comes to like cybernetic enhancements, I don't want this shit where it's like my limbs are replaced. I like the idea of like exosuits, like shit you wear, because you could always take it off. But like,
Yeah, Death Stranding type shit.
but like to replace your whole fucking arm, I'm like, does it take Wi-Fi? Because what if someone hacks it? Like that's not fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's
does it
only
have
good if like
Bluetooth?
if you have like a part of your body that doesn't work right and you need it replaced.
Exactly.
Like a kidney. Like I want there to be bionic kidneys and bionic eyes for stuff like that for people who need them.
But otherwise, if you don't need them, then the real enhancements I think should be exosuits, like Iron Man shit, as opposed to like cyberpunk shit,
I want boots that make it so I can double jump in real life.
without breaking your fucking legs on the way down.
Yeah. That would be sick.
Those already exist.
What? You can double jump in real life?
Yeah, but the military's got them, so they'll be available in like 40 years.
Damn.
You know what? You know what I heard Google just invented? I mean, I don't know if you guys are gonna give a shit. I don't really give a shit, but I think it's cool. They came up with a molecular syringe. Like
What?
they're able to inject like molecules like with things to alter shit. I don't exactly know the implicate. Oh yeah, they said something about curing cancer. Yeah, they could cure cancer that way.
Oh wow,
And
that's
this
a
is-
tiny syringe.
And this was enabled through like AI and all that shit to be able to do the calculations to be able to like inject it so precisely And apparently, yeah, they came up with a molecular syringe, and that's going to be like a huge step towards curing cancer, which is crazy.
It's
to
about
think of.
time we let AI do medical breakthroughs for us, because people sure haven't been doing it for like the last few years, and it's
Of course, and you know what's fucked up? It's like like from when AI first exploded till like now Google is like, oh yeah, now we have a molecular syringe. What's the truth is they had this technology and they've
Probably.
just been sitting on it, and the only
All the new technology has been created by the military 40 years ago.
that's what I'm saying. Like they, and
Yeah.
especially Google, like they're not even the military, and even Google have been sitting on their things for at least like half a decade plus, like, and then they leak it slowly. But when OpenAI released ChatGPT into the wild, that was like the black swan for Google. They were like, oh fuck, now we have to speed up our releases, even if they're not stable. We have to just rapid release them to keep up. Otherwise, they're going to get flashed out, which is exactly what almost happened to them until now they're coming out with like, oh, wait. We're still relevant. We have a Bard molecular syringes. We have all this crazy shit. OK, we've been doing this thing already. They cheated. Like, we don't
Yeah.
know them. Like,
we
yeah.
got you,
how
we
do you-
got you. We're taking care of everything. We swear, we're really good.
Yeah. We're not
Yeah,
even.
Give us
we're-
more money.
Yeah, the population's so out of control.
Yeah.
There's a population crisis. There's a population crisis. You drive through America, there's nobody, there's nothing.
Yo, if you
America's
guys,
nice.
if you guys
I
had,
love this country.
if you guys had like AI to be able to be bandmates for you, would you guys do that? Like design like your own bassist or your own backup singer group or your own drummer? And it's like this one, and you name them, and it's like, this is what
I would design robots that would play the parts that we wrote as we wrote them. So
Okay,
that we
first
could
of all,
play live
I'm
shows.
I'm saying like let's just think theoretically here. Like let's think not even like you don't even need a physical manifestation. Just strictly DAWs and stuff. And you had like AI that could like hear what you play and be like, based on the parameters you give me, based on the songs that you've written, and I know what you like, this is what I would add to it as your band member who plays this instrument. And then they just do it. They spit out that waveform and you layer it on top and you're like, holy shit, this fits perfectly. Like
No.
No, I don't want that. I don't
No.
want that. You know what? I'll like this is
Texas
what I
Instruments,
will.
Right. That's-
that's
I'll
too far for
relinquish
you. You're like, nah, that's too far. That's
I'll
too far.
relinquish this. Drummers are so fucking hard to find. I'll go with an AI. I'll go with an AI drummer.
I agree. Drummers are like, because drumming is logistically the hardest instrument to maintain.
For sure. It's the hardest instrument to play, period.
As a New Yorker, you know this, like, especially like any city, any metropolitan area,
Fucking notice, dude.
being a drummer sucks because you could be living in like some nice, cool flat, but get a drum set and suddenly you have a nightmare on your hands.
Dude, I've had this drum set since I was 10 years old. And I just started being able to play it for the first time, like very recently, since leaving my childhood home when I was like, 17, 16. Because I didn't have a place to put it. I didn't have a place I could really play it. The heads got fucked up. It was too humid. It was too dry.
Yeah.
Now I finally have new heads on that thing, and I started playing it again like in the last 2 months.
Shit, man.
The best.
Fuck. I'm so happy. We're a post interview. Now I could like talk about myself too. Like I'm not just a shadow anymore. But yeah,
You don't have to be. You didn't have to make yourself a shadow.
No, I've also been working. No. Look, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like I know where my priorities are at. Okay. But as far as you guys, I've also been working on an album. Like, and it was
Oh
just
yeah?
like
What you got?
I'm in the very early stages. It's just songwriting. So me and a singer, we wrote a series of songs, and
Is it Bo?
yeah. And then now that we wrote the songs, we're gonna go back on each one and really flesh them out and turn them into stuff. And that's the stuff that I guess we can't show. Like so that'll take time. That'll take at least like a year, probably more.
For sure.
So that's where we're at. Like,
I was
but-
thinking about that with my friend Matt of like streaming every hour of the creation of an entire album.
Oh man,
Like-
that sounds like a nightmare, dude.
Just like nonstop, like just like have the cameras like running and streaming all the time, and just creating something like for people, like people can watch the process of it. That sounds like fucking like way cooler to me than like doing this thing in secret and then like releasing it.
Yeah, I get you. No, well, the whole point of doing it in secret, honestly, in my opinion, is from a marketing perspective, you're more in control of the time because that's the factor. It's like the timing of it. It's like when you release your shit to when you like advertise it and digitally quote unquote market it. I know I'm talking like an asshole, but
No,
like,
you're right.
no,
It
no,
took
no.
us 2 years to make our album, and you know, the whole time we were making it, we had people. We were showing it to friends, and they would be up our butts, like, "When is it coming? When are you coming out? When are you releasing it? When are you releasing it?" And we were like, "I don't know. It's not
It's
done."
tough, yeah. It's
Yeah,
especially with people who don't get it, you know, because if they're not there to make
Yeah.
it, then they don't get how like what goes into it and how like meticulous you want to be about the final product and when and where you want to release it and how you want people to receive it. Yeah, it's extremely fucking
It's
hard.
so it's so fucking crazy how people make music now, dude. It's people will like legit just go on Splice and they'll just like take an entire like song off Splice and then like sing over it.
Uh-huh.
That's so
Yeah.
that's I don't know why that like hurts my head for some reason. Give me a headache. Like it's so insane that people do that. And then like they're like, this is mine. This is my song.
I don't know.
That's
Say,
fucking nuts.
honestly, you guys could say fuck me for it, but I don't even listen to music anymore. Like, so when I heard your
fine.
album, I was able to really listen to it. Like, because like I don't even listen to music. So this is my friend who makes music, so I could listen to this. You know, like,
That's
because
definitely better.
Yeah.
That's better than listening to a ton of music, being abreast to all the current trends.
yeah, no, I'm like
It's
out of
actually
it.
better to shut yourself out from a certain artistic medium so that when you're creating it, you don't have that many reference points. That actually, I found that helps. And I'm in the same boat
That's
as you,
true.
dude. Like, I don't listen to music all the time.
Yeah.
I really don't. And then it makes
Yeah.
it special. Like when I do listen to music, it's nice, it's a treat.
Yeah, same. I only listen to music like maybe in the car or sometimes when I'm making dinner.
You know what
That's about
happens?
it.
Also, when you do like podcasting and stuff, or like any kind of media that involves sound production outside of music, like you realize just how much of your attention gets taken just from listening to a song passively. Like sometimes you have to mix like an hour-long dialogue between people of audio, and you can't listen to music while doing that. And it's gonna take you more than an hour to do it. You know, and especially if you got to add cuts and edits, like yeah, you gotta.
100%.
So I learned that like listening to music all the time actually fucking blows. Like it sucks. I don't like it. I'd
Yeah,
rather
it makes your brain too fast.
yeah, yeah, or too like
Too much going on.
yeah, or too blah.
Smooth. Makes your brain too smooth.
Smooth
Makes your
brain.
brain too smooth.
Mm-hmm.
You need winkles.
What do you guys got planned for tonight? Later on tonight.
I'm gonna make some dinner for me and my roommate, and then we're gonna record vocals for a song for Super Sick Investigations.
Mm.
Fuck yeah.
I am learning currently learning a program called Fmod, which is it's a very very strange DAW. It's a DAW for making video game music that is based on stems and parameters.
Yeah.
So instead of because I'm a composer for a game, and instead of like making this is the battle theme from here to here and then it loops, it's Fmod is like you can insert parameters like if you're low health the music changes to this and the stems drop out to this. Same thing with like creating ambience and like when the character is walking around, when they walk through an area, stuff like this. It's really really interesting shit. Never knew it existed until my boss told me I had to get it like 2 months ago.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing tonight. I like have to keep learning this thing because it's a mind fuck because it looks just like Ableton, but it doesn't work like Ableton at all. Like you guys know like Geneva, you use Reaper. You know when you hit play on Reaper, right, and the cursor goes from left to right.
Yeah.
The x-axis obviously represents time, but in Fmod the x-axis
Goes
represents
down?
parameters.
So it goes
Which
down.
is no. It goes from left to right, but left and right is not based on time. It's based on parameters. So
Dear Lord.
yeah, it's really, really fucking strange. It's really strange.
Yeah.
And for them to make it look like Ableton is kind of cruel because it's triggering my brain.
Yeah.
All right, so here's my game plan. I was supposed to probably since a week ago. I was supposed to edit the first song on the album, so I'll start editing that. Mike, I could link you to the shit we got going on,
Sure.
and also, yeah, I'll link it. Oh yeah, and also I think let's keep the chat alive. So we'll keep chatting, and I'll share some shit and share my screen and whatnot if you're into that.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Sure.
Do you guys like Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah, they just announced today that that Snake Eater is coming to the PS5.
Dude, that's my
I,
favorite Metal Gear Solid game too, like out of the series. It was the
I don't know. I don't know what that means. Like, it's coming to the PS5. That's it. Is it? Are they just putting it on the PS5, or are they reworking it? Because if they reworked it, that'd be fucking cool.
Well, you like Silent Hill too, right? And the whole like
I've never played it, but I know the music is like legendary.
legendary. The legend never dies.
There's that one.
I like how every Japanese fighting game with English dubs, like before the fight, it's like they say some corny ass one liner. It's like the legend lives on until the end.
Dude, yeah.
Round
there's a
one.
there's a game called Guilty Gear Strive, and before every battle, it has this like really long intro. Like it's literally like the guy reads like 2 paragraphs before the battle starts. It's really fucking funny.
It's epic.
Yeah.
They know how to build a fucking story. All right, yo. So let's keep the chat alive, man. But I'll let you guys go so Geneva can make dinner and you could learn your F mod. And yo, thanks again for doing this. This is gonna be a great episode when I post it, and I'll link you.
Thank you, man.
Hey,
I really
thanks, Chris.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
How was
appreciate
the
it, man.
interview? Was it a nice experience? You guys feel like because I wanted to help you out too. Like I wanted you guys to like express more like what goes
It was
into
good.
it. All right,
It was
cool.
It was
good.
a good interview. It was nice. You know, you're my friend. You're an old friend of mine at this point.
Awesome.
I had a nice time.
Awesome.
And it was nice of you to come up with questions that are like about our music and everything. It's
I had help.
we
I had help, but you know.
had help, but yeah, no, we did another interview and I really liked that one too. But I like this one was different but still nice.
Cool. Glad to
Yeah.
hear it.